Addiction is one of the most misunderstood yet widespread challenges of the modern world. It does not discriminate by age, gender, profession, or background. From substance dependency to behavioral addictions such as gaming, porn, social media, or food, addiction quietly reshapes lives, relationships, and mental health. In this video, we will break down addiction in a clear, educational, and empowering way. The goal is not to shame or dramatize, but to understand how addiction forms, why it persists, and what realistic paths to recovery look like, whether you are seeking knowledge for yourself or to better support someone else. This discussion will give you structured insight and practical awareness. Chapter 1. Understanding what addiction really is. Addiction is not simply a lack of discipline or moral weakness. Scientifically, it is a chronic condition that alters how the brain processes reward, motivation, and when a substance or behavior repeatedly triggers dopamine release, the brain begins to associate it with survival-level importance. Over time, tolerance builds, meaning more of the substance or behavior is needed to achieve the same effect. At the same time, self-control mechanisms weaken, making it increasingly difficult to stop. This is why addiction persists, even when consequences are severe. Understanding addiction as a brain-based condition helps reduce stigma and opens a door to evidence-based solutions rather than judgment or denial. Chapter 2. Common types of addiction in modern society. Addiction extends far beyond drugs and alcohol. Behavioral addictions are becoming increasingly prevalent due to digital lifestyles and constant stimulation. Social media addiction, gaming dependency, online gambling, and even work addiction can disrupt mental health and personal balance. Substance addictions may involve alcohol, nicotine, prescription medications, or illicit drugs. While the triggers differ, the neurological patterns are remarkably similar. Each addiction offers short-term relief or pleasure while causing long-term harm. Recognizing that addiction can take many forms is critical, because early identification often determines how manageable recovery will be. Awareness is the first and most essential step. Chapter 3. Psychological and emotional triggers behind addiction. Most addictions do not begin with the substance or behavior itself. They begin with emotional pain, stress, or unresolved trauma. People often turn to addictive patterns as coping mechanisms for anxiety, loneliness, depression, or pressure. Over time, the brain learns to rely on the addiction as an emotional regulator. This is why willpower alone is rarely enough. Without addressing the underlying psychological triggers, relapse becomes more likely. Effective recovery strategies focus on emotional resilience, self-awareness, and healthier coping skills. Treating the root cause is far more sustainable than simply removing the addictive behavior. Chapter 4. The impact of addiction on life and relationships. Addiction affects far more than the individual. It strains family dynamics, erodes trust, and often leads to isolation. Performance at school or work may decline, finances can become unstable, and mental health frequently deteriorates. Over time, the addicted individual may feel trapped between guilt and dependency, further reinforcing the cycle. Loved ones may experience frustration, confusion, or emotional burnout. Understanding these ripple effects highlights why addiction is not a private issue, but a shared challenge. Addressing it requires empathy, structure, and consistent support systems rather than confrontation or blame. Chapter 5. Pathways to recovery and long-term management. Recovery is not a single event. It is a structured, ongoing process. Effective recovery plans often combine therapy, peer support, lifestyle changes, and in some cases, medical intervention. Cognitive behavioral therapy helps reframe thought patterns, while support groups provide accountability and shared experience. Building routines around sleep, nutrition, and physical activities strengthens mental resilience. Most importantly, recovery requires patience. Setbacks do not mean failure. They are part of learning and adjustment. With the right tools and environment, long-term management of addiction is not only possible, but sustainable. End game. Addiction is complex, but it is not hopeless. When understood through education rather than stigma, it becomes a condition that can be managed, treated, and overcome. Awareness, early intervention, and compassionate support make a measurable difference. Whether you are navigating addiction personally or supporting someone else, knowledge is your strongest asset. By recognizing the patterns, triggers, and recovery pathways, you take the first step toward clarity and control. Progress begins with understanding, and understanding leads to change. Follow, like, and share for more. Thank you.